Hello everyone and welcome to this video. In today's video I'm going to be talking about the December spam update and a couple of my sites that have been hit and a couple of my sites that haven't been hit. So generally speaking, I do have a few sites that were hit. So my dog breed helper, and you can always tell that this is algorithmic when it's like a huge drop on the same day as another website that you have, right? So I went from 492 impressions, 290 to 2 impressions a day. Looks like the update hit around February the 4th, which makes sense because it's about a month after the update was finished. So again, look at this, pretty much exactly the same date, big drop, and then a huge drop. This is SEO Agency Finder USA.com. Now, I want to talk a little bit about why I think this happened to certain websites and not others. So just with Two Men as an example, I want to show that this is absolutely fine. Like Two Men is still doing really, really well. And you can kind of draw your own conclusions from this, but we have a lot of clients who are doing absolutely fine. None of their websites are down, etc. By the way, if you do want to talk to us, I'll leave a link in the description to book a call with the agency. But yeah, none of our clients have been hit. They're all still growing, etc. So I kind of want to talk about what I think is happening here. So I think there's two things here, okay? There's EEAT and there's velocity, right? These are the two things that I personally think are key to this update. I think the main thing is actually EEAT, right? And what this means is basically authority. So actually, I would change this to trustworthiness. I think that's a word, but anyway, I hope that's a word. I think this is more to do with trustworthiness, and what I mean by that is like, can Google trust your website, right? Can they trust that you're a legitimate business? So this is the big difference between something like Two Men, which is doing fine, and something like SEO Agency Finder USA.com, right? There's no trustworthiness here at all. You can see it's just like a standard directory website. Not only that, there's also a lot of pages, so I want to talk about that as well. But it looks like thousands and thousands and thousands of pages here. Yeah, you can see this probably has like 2,000. So it's probably 30,000 pages looking at that. Actually, there's a lot of pages on this website. And then with my dog breed helper, sorry, I've got so many search consoles, it's hard to keep up. With my dog breed helper, I had really high hopes for this website. This is a statically generated website. I was getting more into statically generated websites because of this website. I was really, really excited to see where this would go, and it just got smacked. So, yeah, this whole and then yeah, the I guess the other thing is velocity. Like most of these websites have 1,000 plus pages all posted at the same time, all pretty much the same content, etc. Which is obviously Google's not a big fan of this, right? So these are the two things that I do want to talk about: EEAT and velocity. I will talk about velocity first. So with velocity, I'm starting to see that like posting 100 pages and making them high quality, this is the real way to do this, right? We have clients who we've helped take what I did with, for example, my dog breed helper, which is basically it's a chat GPT generated website. Like pretty much everything here is chat GPT generated. Like this. We've got people who are doing the same thing as this, but in a much better way. I can't show you that because of NDAs and things, but I mean, you can just take my word for it. If you don't believe me, I can't really do much about that. Like, you either believe me or you don't. And what they did was they did 100 high quality posts. When I say posts, by the way, I just mean pages. I don't mean posts. I mean pages. But the key thing is that they did different ones, right? They did 25 of one type of page, 25 of another, 25 of another, and 25 of another, right? All in all, 100 pages. And they're actually getting about 1,700 impressions every day just from their first 100 pages, um, within the first 3 weeks of the business being open, right? So I think this is potentially key. Now, another thing that these guys are doing that I haven't done is they are using a CMS. right? It's not WordPress. They're using something called Payload, which is very interesting to me. It's like a JavaScript developer CMS. So this might also be important, right? I would say their pages all. I think the good thing about these 100 pages that's not the case with something like my dog breed helper is each one of these is very unique and has a very specific reason for existing. It's much more thought out, and they're not just throwing things up there and hoping for the best, right? They're kind of logically thinking about what pages are necessary for this niche and then making those pages. And then the other thing is EAT. Now, obviously, the client that I'm talking about here that have done 100 pages, they are paying us for backlinks, right? So we're building backlinks to their website. So I've just edited my OBS here so you can see this website. This is kind of what I'm talking about. You can see it's a much calmer rate of posting, much higher quality content, but still using dynamically generated content, right? So the content is generated by Google's crawlers. So they're purchasing backlinks. Well, they're paying us to build backlinks for them. They're not purchasing backlinks. We also don't purchase backlinks. In obviously we pay for backlinks, but in a very specific way, right? And then the other thing is social media, and then I think the kind of the key part of this is trustworthiness. So things like privacy policy pages, contact us pages that actually work, and real phone numbers, and then if you want to be really good, then a Google My Business profile, which is linked back to your website, right? A LinkedIn that's posting things from your website to this. I did all of this when we set up Two Men, and it works really, really well, right? A few other options are like Quora, answer a few questions on Quora, post to your website. Reddit, if you can. Reddit's a bit of a fucking nightmare because mods are just ridiculous and they'll just delete anything. But Reddit is also really, really good for this. And yeah, you just kind of spread your link around, spread a few of your blogs or a few key pages, and then slowly but surely you're building a solid foundation of a website, and you need to hit all of these points, right? Let's say each one of these points is a small task that takes 20 minutes. It's so much better to do this than not to do this. So for example, with SEO Agency Finder USA.com, the only thing we did was we set up social media, and that was it. And it's clearly not enough, right? It's clearly not enough. But interestingly, the only site that, well, one of my only sites that wasn't hit was actually craftagencyus.com. And the reason that this is so interesting is because Craft Agency, which is our agency, it already has some base level of authority around the world because, and also I posted to YouTube and stuff, because the agency's been around for, I don't know, 5 to 6 years, I think, or maybe 10 years. I'm not exactly sure, but I think 5 to 6 years specifically for craft. So it's already got that trustworthiness, etc. online. So this is why I personally think, and obviously I don't have evidence of this. This is just my thoughts because it's SEO. But what I personally think is because craft already has that base level of trustworthiness. That's the reason that this website has not been hit by the algorithm update. So very interesting stuff, guys. And to be honest with you, this is the most important website that I've made recently, because if you can advertise your service to a huge number of people using this as like a secondary website or a third website or whatever, pumping queries and leads to your business, I mean, that's the most important thing. That's what people want to do. That's what we want to do. That's what everyone wants to do, right? So I'll leave the video there, guys. I just want to talk about this briefly and kind of talk about this update, why I think it's happened, and what I think the way around it is, which is definitely kind of this high quality, low velocity style. So releasing 100 pages at a time instead of 10,000 or 30,000. and also having a CMS. So I am going to be looking back at WordPress. I'm going to be looking at Payload. I know that I've made a lot of videos recently saying stop using WordPress. I'm not going to lie, guys. I'm not against WordPress. I personally don't like it, but it's good for SEO. It's one of the best CMS for SEO, for sure. I just fucking hate WordPress. It's a nightmare. It causes so many problems. You need like a full team of developers to run a Shopify website, right? If you're not tech savvy and you're not a WordPress developer, you need a WordPress developer. With Shopify, you can kind of get away with it. It's drag and drop, and like, you know, you've got a mate who could do it for you or whatever. But with WordPress, you know, self-managed hosting or whatever, you need to worry about hosting. You need to worry about domains. You need to worry about things like DNS. You need to worry about things like getting hacked. You need to worry about all these different things, which is why I personally don't use WordPress much. But I will say it's one of the best CMS for SEO for sure. Thanks for watching, guys. If you're watching all the way to the end of this video, you're an absolute legend, and I'll see you very, very soon with some more content. Peace out.